modelling, scale modelling, those sorts of things. What are the key features of this? Well, we're always given a ratio. Scale drawing might be 1 to 50, models might be slightly less, 1 to 5, 1 to 10. And this means that models, maps and miniatures are on this side of the dividing line, and on this side is the real world. Everything on this side is 50 times bigger than this side, and everything on this side is 50 times smaller than this side, which means that if we want to go from models to the real world, we've got to multiply lengths by 50. And if we want to come from the real world down to models and miniatures, we need to divide by 50. That's because the ratio is 1 to 50. Keeping with 1 to 50, let's think about this as models and maps and models, and this is the real world. If we've got 1 centimetre in a map, for example, at 1 to 50, what's that in the real world? Well, we just multiply by 50 centimetres. What about in the real world? We've got a length that's 2 metres. We want to take it down into the map. Well, we're going to divide by 50, so we better get this 2 into something more easy to manage with. We're going to go this way, and we remember that 1 metre equals 100 centimetres. So 2 metres times 100 is 200 centimetres. And now we divide 200 by 50, and we get 4 centimetres. So going this way, we're multiplying every distance by 50, because that's the scale, 1 to 50. And coming this way, we're dividing by 50, because that's the scale. Let's have a look at a question. Simple example. Jim has built a model car in the ratio 1 to 20. Car's length is 4 metres. How long is the model car? So again, we're dividing here between the model and the real world, and the ratio is 1 to 20. The car's length is 4 metres. We remember that 1 metre is 100 centimetres, so let's multiply 4 by 100. This is equal to 400 centimetres. The ratio is 1 to 20, so to go this way, we have to divide by 20. 400 divided by 20 is 20 centimetres. Marvellous. We've got a model where the length is 7 centimetres. The model is 7 centimetres high. How high is the car? We're going this way, so we're going to multiply everything by 20. 7 times 20 is 140. So it's 140 centimetres. Notice how we keep the same units. We could say this is 1.4 metres, but why bother? This is the right answer. So you can see, if we're going this way, we are dividing by the ratio. Divide by 20. If we're going this way, we are multiplying by the ratio. Of course, questions can get more difficult. A road has a length of 1.6 kilometres. The road is shown on a map with a scale of, 1 to 20,000. Work out the length of the road in centimetres on this map. That should say on. Right, 1 to 20,000, map to real world. This is not unreasonable. Sometimes maps are 1 to 50,000. Everything on the map is a 20,000th of the real world. Everything on the real world is 20,000 times bigger than on the map. We are told that the road in the real world is 1.6 kilometres. And we want to know the length of the road in centimetres. How many centimetres? Well, it's easy to freak out because centimetres and kilometres, they don't have much in common. But they have something in common. Let's work out what it is. 1 metre is 100 centimetres, and a kilometre is 1,000 metres. Okay, so if 1 kilometre is 1,000 metres, I need to multiply this by 1,000 to get how many metres. I times it by 1,000, it's 1,600 metres. It's 1.6 times 1,000. I've now got 1,600 metres. I need that in centimetres, so I'm going to multiply by 100. Times 100 is, I've just added 2 zeros, so now I've got 4 zeros. 160,000 centimetres. Well, that's probably good enough for a mark. Now, in order to go across this way, I've got to divide by 20,000 to get how many centimetres it is on the map. I can use my calculator if I'm allowed. 160,000 divided by 20,000, Oh, watch out for your fingertips and don't put in too many zeros. That's equal to 8, which seems reasonable for a map. Or I can do the calculation hopefully if I haven't got a calculator. And I'll use the old trick that I can divide or multiply both the top and the bottom by the same number and it remains the same fraction. So I can divide by 10. Oh, I've got another 0. I can divide by another 10. I can divide by 10 and I can divide by 10. And I get 16 over 2. 16 over 2 equals 8. 8 centimetres. And that's the answer. That's a nasty question. But this is the key. Remembering there are 2 different universes. One is in the map and one is the real world. And everything in the map is 1/20,000th as big as in the real world. And everything in the real world is 20,000 times bigger than everything in the map. And we then equate the same units. If you get it down to the same units, then you're halfway there. You can't really divide 1.6 by 20,000 because we'd end up with an answer of 0.00008 kilometres, which is why they've asked for centimetres. Okay, so this is tricky. That last question is very tricky. And I hope we've made it a little bit easier. Why not subscribe? Thank you and good night. Best of luck.